You're listening to the Fierce Fatty Podcast, episode 185. Oprah leaves Weight Watchers board after using weight loss drugs. Oh, let's do it. Hello, welcome to Fierce Fatty Podcast. I'm your host, Vinnie Wellsby, pronouns they, them. How's life? How are you? Welcome back. Welcome back. I'm feeling very studious this week because I've been studying for my citizenship test for Canada. I've been in Canada for 15 years now. 15 years? 15 years, oh my God. And I'm just applying for citizenship, and I applied in December. It's March now, so things are processing nice and quick. But I have you have to pass a test, 20 question multiple choice thing. And they give you this 70-page document to read, and you have to memorize the stuff in it. It's quite interesting, actually. There's lots of things I didn't know about Canada. And also interesting to see how much stuff they leave out in regards to the treatment of Indigenous communities. And like there was a thing on women earning the right to vote and things like that. And it was like, women earn the right to vote. And then I was thinking, hang on, you mean white women? Like they left out that bit, things like, and I'm just thinking, I know about that stuff, but if you didn't know about those little things, and there's lots of things obviously I don't know about Canada and they're not saying. So anyway, it's interesting. So that's what I'm up to at the moment. I've got my neighbour's dog here. I'm looking after them, Jackson. So if you hear, he just randomly starts going, oh. So if you hear something like that in the background, it's not that I've imprisoned someone or I'm abusing a dog. It's just Jackson, he's a little bit dramatic. So we're going to be talking about Weight Watchers today. Fuck them. But before we start, I wanted to, hey, if you like the show and you want to keep hearing more episodes of the show, consider donating on Ko-fi. Link will be in the show notes. Ko-fi, you can do a one-time donation. You can do a monthly donation where you get some free shit. $5 would be amazing if you could. If you can't, why not write a review? If you don't want to do any of those things, fine. I'm not the boss of you. You do you, whatever. And two, I saw this video on YouTube. This guy was saying the things that have improved my life under $100. And I was like, I want to tell you some things that have improved my life under $100, because there's some things I'm just like, oh my God, you need to get this thing. It's so amazing. And I thought, why don't I put a little list together? I just realized another thing. So not that you need to buy anything ever, but in case you wanted to like a little, I don't know, life improvement for not too much money, here are my favorite things. So first, I fucking love it, is my Tushy bidet. So it's like you're attached to any toilet pretty much. It's about $100 or less. Maybe it's like $70 or something in Canadian. Anyway, and it like washes your arsehole. Fucking amazing. When I use a toilet and they doesn't have a bidet now, I'm just like, what is this? You want me to wipe my bum? What? You like wipe the water off with Tushy, but it is just, honestly, I can't believe that I've lived so long, without a Tushy. It doesn't have to be Tushy, anyone. Like Tushy's fine, whatever. But yeah, Tushy. Next, a cordless vacuum. So I have a Dyson. If you're watching on the video, it's right there, hanging up in my kitchen. I have a Dyson. I don't think it matters what you have, but a cordless vacuum, you know what? Putting a plug in the wall just would send me. Like, I couldn't handle that extra step of putting a plug in the wall. And so hoovering, or rather you'd probably say vacuuming if you're not British, hoovering was such a huge ordeal. Now, after dinner, I can just go, woo, hoover, it takes 1 minute, stick it on the wall, amazing. Just, okay, so chewing gum. I love chewing gum. I fucking love chewing gum. And so this is probably not relevant to you at all. You'd be like, what the fuck? I don't need this. But I have chewing gum at like 3 different stations in my house. I have chewing gum next to my desk. I have chewing gum at my coffee table and also next to my bed. I just love chewing gum. And having to go somewhere else in my apartment to find it when it's just right there, love it. So I wonder if you have something that you really like. I don't know, like a lip balm or something, and you just... there you go. Next, a good phone charging cord. So I used to always buy, the cheapest version of a charging cord because whatever, they're all the same. But I'd have to be replacing them all the time. So I bought one that was like $20 and I was just like, $20 for a charging cord? Oh my God. But guess what? It's lasted. So yay me. Next, people kept banging on about this for ages. My sister kept being like, oh my God, you need to get these. And I was just like, no, this is silly. But I eventually tried it and got it, and it's literally changed my life. And that is an air fryer. I make so much in my air fryer. So think about any time you put the oven on. If you're a single person as well, or maybe you and one other person, putting the oven on, you have to wait for it to warm up. It's so big. It takes so long. But the air fryer is like an oven, but it's really quick. You just literally chuck it in. You got a little timer. Like, you can even just like put some chicken in and then put it on and then leave the house, walk the dog, come back and your dinner's ready. It is so good. And it's so quick. It's just everything. I put so much in there. And if you wanted to heat up leftovers, it's amazing. Okay. So I didn't pay for this, but someone gave me this, a Yeti mug. And I was just like, I'm not really like a mug person, like in regards to like, I wouldn't buy like a tumbler or something because I just think they seem really expensive. What's the point? But someone gave me a Yeti. Literally use it 99.9% of the time I'm drinking hot liquid. That's all I use. Unless, I don't know. No, literally, that's all I use. Because it keeps your drink hot for so long. And I forget that I have a drink and it gets cold. So with the Yeti, I'll have like a coffee in the afternoon that I'll make. And then it'll be still hot by the time it's the end of the day. Because it'll take me that long to drink it. So it's amazing. It's amazing. I don't know how much a Yeti is, but it is definitely under $100. Okay, so on my coffee table, I have a lamp. It's like a high coffee table that's on the arm of my sofa, and in the bottom of the lamp has a USB charging thing. So I can just put my charging doobly-doo right in there. Love it. It's amazing. Got it from HomeSense for like $30. And finally is my library membership. This thing, lots of people don't know about this, but your local library probably will have audiobooks. And what people don't know about is they have a streaming service. The one that is in Vancouver is called Canopy. And so if you previously used to be able to go to libraries and rent DVDs, right? You probably still can do that. But they now, if you have a movie that you're like, it's not on the ones that I normally use, you can go and see, is it at the library? And just rent it. Free. It's free. It's free. And so there's a free streaming service and there's no ads or anything. It's just free and it has interesting things on there as well that you might not see in other places because, it's like cool library stuff. But also it has like, all the normal things that you'd have on like a Netflix. Not all of them, obviously, because it's a lot more limited, but still, it's free. So yeah, that's my list of things. What are your things that you really like that you have in your life that have improved your life for a smaller amount of money? Okay, so let's talk about what we're talking about today. Probably like, yeah, fucking hell, we've already been 10 minutes in here, Vinny. I'm here for the Oprah gossip. All right, guys, I'm doing it. So a few days ago, news came out that Oprah was leaving the board of Weight Watchers. So I shared on the old Instagrams and said to people, what do you think about this? And people had some opinions. And I was curious about certain things in regards to what is Weight Watchers doing in regards to weight loss drugs. And what's the goss, basically? What is the goss? I need to know. So I'm just going to read from Variety, which says Oprah Winfrey to exit Weight Watchers board after she announced use of weight loss drug. Oprah Winfrey, I'm struggling with Winfrey. Is Winfrey? Free? Oprah Winfrey. You know why? It's because it's got an op and a free at the end. Anyway, Oprah Winfrey will leave the board of Weight Watchers after almost 10 years following the entertainment mogul's revelation that she's using a weight loss drug. Winfrey informed the company this week that she decided to not stand for re-election at the annual meeting of shareholders to be held in May 2024. She has served on the company's board since 2015 when she acquired a 10% stake in Weight Watchers. I look forward to continuing to advise and collaborate with Weight Watchers and CEO Sima Sistani in elevating the conversation around recognizing O-word as a chronic condition, working to reduce stigma and advocating for health equity, said Winfrey in a statement. In December 2023, Winfrey had told People that she decided to start taking a weight loss medication, which she did not identify, after coming to the realization that weight management does not hinge solely on a person's self-control. Quote, the fact that there is a medically approved prescription for managing weight and staying healthier in my lifetime feels like relief, like redemption, like a gift, and not something to hide behind and once again be ridiculed for, she told People. Winfrey's agreement with Weight Watchers specifies that she will, quote, not engage in any other weight loss or weight management business program, products or services during the term of her relationship with the company and for 1 year afterwards, according to the company's filings with the SEC. After the disclosure that Winfrey will leave Weight Watchers board, shares of the Weight Watchers or WW International fell more than 20% Friday. With her departure, the company's board will be reduced from 10 to 9 members. And then it keeps going on, blah, 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 blah. Winfrey owns about 1.1 million shares of WW International, representing a 1.43% stake in the company, according to data provider FactSet. At the current stock price, that's worth less than 3.5 million. Oh. Her initial investment for 6.4 million shares of the company totaled 43.2 million. So I wonder if she sold them. Oh, okay. So she's donated her stock, her WW stock, to the National Museum of African American History and Culture. Oh, interesting. Okay. And then at the end it says, last year, Weight Watchers acquired Sequence, a telehealth subscription service providing access to healthcare providers who can prescribe weight loss drugs like Ozempic for $106 million. Okay, so this is so I've read all this, but I'm thinking aloud. What's not being said here? What's going on behind the scenes? Because here's what I thought. What came to my head when I first read that, and I was like, hang on a minute. Weight Watchers sells weight loss drugs. So why is Oprah essentially getting the boot? Who knows if she's getting the boot, but, you know, this is... Who knows what's going on? But there seems to be, like, Weight Watchers saying that this is a conflict of interest, or Oprah saying that. So hang on, what is going on? Shouldn't that be, like, a good thing that Oprah is, according to Weight Watchers, having a smaller body, probably temporarily, by using this unnamed weight loss drug? But showing that she's not allowed to use any other weight loss product, maybe because it's not a Weight Watchers named drug, not that there is a Weight Watchers named drug that I'm aware of, there could be in the future. The fact that it's a brand, theoretically, you know, like a Wegovy or other weight loss drug, or I'm saying weight loss drug, they're diabetes drugs, right? Wegovy is a weight loss drug. But anyway, I digress. So what's all going on? So I've been having a little looky look, a little sneaky sneak, a little look. Who is Sequence? What is going on? So let's read from Reagan Chastain's Substack blog post. What is this company that they're acquiring? Reagan Chastain writes, Sequence is one of the scavenger companies that have popped up to capitalize on the massive marketing campaign around the new GLP-1 agonist class of weight loss drugs. So GLP-1 agonist class of weight loss drugs is Wegovy, Ozempic, Mounjaro, that type of stuff. Essentially, the company employs a group of doctors and practitioners who prescribe weight loss drugs, including the new drugs as well as older ones, with dangerous side effects and no long-term efficacy data, as well as diet and exercise plan to people who pay a monthly subscription of $99, which may not include their drugs. The leader of their medical team is Dr. Spencer Nadolsky, and he specializes in O-word medicine, which of course raises a lot of red flags. A quick browse of openpayments.cms.gov finds that Dr. Nadolsky has accepted small payments from Novo Nordisk, Eli Lilly, AstraZeneca, Boehringer, Ingelheim, Janssen Pharmaceuticals, EISAI, GlaxoSmithKline. If any of these names look familiar, it's because they are funders of AstroTurf organizations that lobby for insurance coverage and expanded use of those drugs, and Purdue Pharma, makers of OxyContin and architects of the marketing program that Novo and others are copying, including the use of AstroTurf organizations to lobby for insurance coverage and expanded use of drugs. So, I went and had a little Google of the what Weight Watchers are doing right now. So that stuff happened summer 2023. So now they've had a little time to settle in. What is going on? So going on to the Weight Watchers website, it doesn't. I don't recommend going on the Weight Watchers website unless you're in a incognito tab, because you might get a shit ton of Weight Watchers and friends advertising to you. On the Weight Watchers website, it doesn't say, hey, sign up for drugs. They are still pushing the time true tested and failed diet point system that they've always have sold. It's only when I search for Weight Watchers plus Sequence, which is the name of the company, that is prescribing the drugs, did it come up, and it was either go straight to Sequence, which obviously doesn't have that brand name of Weight Watchers that people are familiar with, or the first thing that comes up is Weight Watchers /clinic. So they're branding it as this type of doctor's clinic. And the marketing is so sleek. Obviously it is. It's, they've got so much money to spend on, because they've got customers for life. And basically they're just making it look really, really easy and enticing, that you can just literally click the button. It says, take a quiz, see if you're eligible. And the 5-minute quiz, all it asks you to see if you're eligible is your height and weight. And then have you used a drug before, your gender, and what do you struggle with? Hunger, nighttime eating, stress eating, cravings, not enough exercise. I mean, just if I could eye roll anymore, hunger and craving, eating at night, these are all just normal ways to be a human being. Do you struggle with needing to eat food? We've got the medicine for you. Fucking hell. Anyway, and then what have you tried in the past? Like dieting, exercise, whatever. And then create an account to see your results. Obviously, I'm not going to do that because I don't want to give Weight Watchers anything. But they're not asking, hey, are you unwell? Are you sick in any way? No, they're just asking, are you fat? If you're fat, then, you qualify. LOL. The other things on the page is all kind of glossy, you're going to cure your sleep apnea and your fatty liver, and you're going to have X-ray eyeballs, and all that kind of fantastical claims that this, if you sign up for the clinic, they show average weight loss with the clinic, and at 39 weeks, the weight loss starts to slow down. 52 weeks, which is exactly what we know happens, it seems to stop. And what happens after that? They stop showing the data. It's just like a tried and true tactic, isn't it, from any weight loss companies? It's like, look at all the amazing weight loss. Forget about it when it started to come back on. So any links to data goes to a study that's behind a paywall. So, people are not able to get that information on whether it works accurately. And heads up, we don't have any data to show that it improves health in any significant way, or that after a year it stops working. It's just, I just find it, my eyeballs want to pop out of my head when I read these sales pages, which are just lying to people. So you have to pay a $49 consultation fee. And then they say, start with a one-time $49 consultation fee. After the first month, your membership continues for as low as $84 a month. They prescribe semaglutide, Wegovy, liraglutide, Saxenda, naltrexone, bupropion, and tirzepatide, Zepbound. And those medications, they say most of the ones that you don't get the medication paid for with that monthly $84. I had a look to see what people's experiences were. So the best place for people's I feel like Reddit for finding people's experiences is a nice place to, nice place. Who says Reddit's a nice place? But, I always, if I want to get a real idea, knowing that there's still probably salespeople on there, but I will go to Reddit and see if what I'm looking at is, what do the people say? What do the people say about it? So if I'm like, I'm going to buy this toaster, what do the people say about it? Anyway, and so there's a Weight Watchers Reddit thread, group, whatever, and I was just reading what people were saying, and there's obviously people who were like, this is amazing, and others that were like, no. So I'm going to read some comments. One person said, I did not have to complete blood work before I got a prescription, which surprised me. He was ready to send the prescription before I had gotten any blood work, which is interesting, because surely these medications are to improve health. They're not. They're there to make people smaller. So that doctor is prescribing a medication that has a black box warning, or, black box is the name that we know, but box warning about the risks. And we don't know anything about the person's blood work. Someone else says, Sequence is a horrible program. They get your money and then tell you that nothing is available, and they do not know what the costs of the medications will be. When you try to cancel, they have no cancellation policy. I literally paid for 3 months for nothing. They were not able to help get any medications. Extremely disappointed. Do not join. Not worth the time or money. Someone else says, Sequence is a waste of money. I've been waiting for nearly 2 months to get approved for medication and paying monthly dues the whole time. I think it's cheaper just to get a prescription from a plastic surgeon. Where I live, it's only $250 to $350 a month. Only. This person must be a rich person. And that way, who knows if I'll ever get approved, and who knows if I'll ever get approved on Sequence. Someone else said, my experience with Sequence was awful, complete scam. They steal your money, promise to give you a script to lose weight, give you the smallest amount possible so that you have to keep paying for the monthly fee of $100 to get anything that will actually help. And then when your insurance finally catches on that you don't have diabetes and stops paying, they say, okay, bye. Thanks for your money and have a great journey. Total scam. Don't waste your money. So which is, I can't remember what the quote was from. There was a famous quote from the chief marketing officer of Weight Watchers that says, like, LOL, we basically have customers for life, because she didn't say our diets don't work, but that's the beauty of Weight Watchers, is people keep returning and returning and returning. So what did Oprah actually say about what she's doing? So in December 2023, she spoke to People. It says, Oprah Winfrey reveals she uses weight loss medication as a maintenance tool. I'm absolutely done with the shaming. Oprah Winfrey is no stranger to scrutiny over her weight. For as long as she has been in the public eye, the icon's body journey has played out in the media, on magazine covers, and on episodes of her own eponymous hit talk show that ran for 25 seasons. It was a public sport to make fun of me for 25 years, Winfrey tells People in this week's cover story. I have been blamed and shamed myself. One hurtful moment came early in her career when she landed on acerbic fashion critic's Mr. Blackwell's list. I was on the cover of some magazine and it said dumpy, frumpy and downright lumpy, recalls the co-producer of the new film The Colour Purple. I didn't feel angry. I felt sad. I felt hurt. I swallowed the shame. I accepted that it was my fault. No more, she says. Winfrey, who turns 70 next month, is optimistic that she now has a better handle on how to maintain a healthy weight long term and rid herself of shame once and for all. Using a holistic approach, eyebrow raise, that includes regular exercise and other lifestyle tweaks, Winfrey confirms that she's also added a weight loss medication to her regimen. Weight fluctuations occupied 5 decades of space in my brain, yo-yoing and feeling like I can't just conquer this thing, believing willpower was my failing, says Winfrey, who's dodged rehabilitation after knee surgery in 2021, kickstarted what has been steady weight loss over the last 2 years. Oh, fucking hell. And then she lists like the things that she does, and it's just, Oprah, it sounds like you might have an ED. Really, wow. And so she filmed this thing. Where she basically did an advert for the pharmaceutical weight loss industry, saying like "no more shame," which is the whole big thing for sounding nice, but scamming people into paying for these drugs that don't work and harm people. And so Oprah is saying the whole thing, the O word is a disease. It's not about willpower. It's about the brain. And so, yeah, I just feel like I would love to see if there was a history of interviews that Oprah has done talking about the new thing that has finally conquered this weight problem that she says that she perceives that she has. I would love to see an interview from like 10 years ago when she was on the board of joined the board of Weight Watchers, where she would theoretically be like, this is it. This is the end of my yo-yo dieting. And 10 years before that, when she was sponsored for something else, and 10 years before that, when she there was another diet she was trying. And so why is she so sure that because she's seen short-term success that this thing is is the thing? Well, because it's been sold. It's been sold so well. It makes people feel so much better. Rightfully so. People should not be feeling shame about their fat bodies. It feels so good for someone to say it's not your fault. It's not your fault. There's no fault to be had. Being fat is just a normal way to have a body, right? But that shift is so empowering for a lot of people, which is great, right? We want people to feel good, but feel good and then like, oh, well, the solution is to take these dangerous drugs that don't work. I'm like, no, you're so close. You're so close. Just go to fat liberation. Oh, you're so close. I posted this on the Instagrams and said to people like, what do you think? What do you think about this? As I was like thinking about things, and so people had lots of feelings like, oh, surprise, surprise. It's kind of ironic, but hang on, isn't Weight Watchers advertising weight loss drugs? And how sad, all her success, and she's still fixated on shrinking herself. She's brilliant. I wish she read and studied real science. Someone else said, I imagine she'll be a spokesperson for one of these medications soon. Weight Watchers gave me an eating disorder. I never support anything they do. So my take on all this is I'm not really that interested in Oprah, right? I'm not interested in Oprah. I'm interested in like the shifting of tides and what these scammy companies are doing. And so my thought, like, one, Weight Watchers is a scam, just like all diet companies. And anything that happens that makes them lose money because their share price is dropped, love it. Makes me happy. I find it amusing that Oprah has maybe inadvertently outed them because she's been on the board. She's been at the kind of the center of knowing everything about weight loss, and she couldn't get that weight loss herself through Weight Watchers methods. Which to me, I'm like, well, yeah, no shit. I bet you Oprah has been working so fucking hard to become thin for 70 years. It's kind of like she's been like, peace, this doesn't work. Bye, Weight Watchers. And so why is it a problem that she is taking a weight loss drug when Weight Watchers are selling a weight loss drug? Is it because it proves that their shitty diet doesn't work and it makes them look bad? My theory is because she had in her contract she wasn't allowed to use any other weight loss drug. She wasn't allowed to use any other weight loss method. At the time, Weight Watchers 10 years ago, weren't in the drug selling business. Therefore, I think that it weakens their stance that Weight Watchers as a diet plan works. So that's a huge part of their business, right? And that the answer is weight loss drugs. And so even if it is a drug that Weight Watchers sells, then that's what I think is their problem. It outs them for being shit. My other thoughts is I'm scared that even more people will lean into taking these drugs because Oprah and other celebs are, and we don't know any long-term data about them. We already know that they stopped working at a year. We already know the weight loss is minimal. We already know that side effects are really not great. My other thought is it's not my business what Oprah does with her body. It makes total sense that living a life in the public eye and in a historically excluded body would mean focusing on safety. And in many people's cases, safety can mean proximity to thinness, aka privilege. And whatever someone does to survive the world is up to them. And for many people, I will never know or understand their struggles because of my own privilege. I feel like, it sucks that I feel like people who are taking these drugs, I don't think that they're bad people. I don't think that they should be shunned. I don't think we should be making fun of them and being like, you're so silly and you're such a bad person for taking this drug. Because I don't think it's a smart way to go about it. And also I just don't believe that about those people. I believe that people who are doing whatever they're doing, on the whole, are just trying their best, right? We've all lived in an anti-fat society, and depending on your body size and how many privileges you have or don't have, then I know the pain of living in that type of world. So when I was in anti-fatness and someone said that there's an injection that you could take, 100%, I would be the first in the line to get that injection to get relief from this perceived awful thing, this awful characteristic that I had, which is my greed, and which made me fat in my eyes. So to me, I'm just like, well, it makes sense. The ones who are to blame are the people who are deceiving, who are using fat liberatory language and messaging to sell this harmful drug and other drugs, right? They're the motherfuckers. The people who are the victims, or the people who are trying to just get along in life, I want to say, fat liberation is here if you ever want us. We're here if you'll take us. And also those complicated feelings of, you've probably noticed online, there's many influencers who were previously happy fat influencers who are just like, oh, fuck the fatties. Oh, fat liberation is the cult. I'm now taking this drug and follow me on my weight loss journey. And that can feel really, really shit if you look up to someone. Like if the people that I look up to in fat liberation suddenly said that they're doing this thing, I'd be upset, I'd be angry, I'd want to like out them to the world and be like, listen, they're a terrible person, because I'd be having all these complicated feelings, which is natural, right? So anyway, what Oprah does, and also recognizing Oprah's a billionaire, right? So Oprah has a shit ton of power. However, that power that she has still has not protected her from bias and bigotry and shit things happening. Which is, it's interesting to think about. And also, on the other side, that power, she has power to influence people. And what she does will influence many, many people. And her commitment to anti-fatness really has slowed down our ability to change the conversation about fat liberation. Because we're still stuck at fatness is bad. I think it's complicated, right? So whatever Oprah does, not my business. She wants to take weight loss drugs, have at it. But I am annoyed with the people who are, pulling the strings, and not saying that Oprah is not pulling the strings. Oprah has a ton of power. But I think there's more nuance and complicated and shades of grey and all that type of stuff to it. My final thought on that is I am so glad that I will not be chasing thinness at 70 like Oprah is. And recognize that that's the reason for that is because of my many privileges, like being white, like being British, like being pre-disabled, etc. I have access to resources that mean that I can confront my own anti-fatness. Also, Oprah has resources in regards to influence and billions of dollars where she could explore her own anti-fatness. But my ability to explore my own anti-fatness is, because of my own privilege and the way things have just gone in my life, Anyway, I'm glad that I'm not going to be 70 and still being like, how can I get thin? Because that sounds fucking exhausting, doesn't it? Right? If you are not pursuing thinness, then you're probably like, yes, I hear you, Vinny, that I'm tired by the thought of being 70 and pursuing thinness. And maybe you are 70 and you're just like, I'm just learning about anti-fat bias now. And thank God I'm not going to be 90 and pursuing thinness, because that absolutely can happen. Pursuing thinness to the day that we die. And I've told this story before, but what really kind of sticks with me is one of my colleagues, his mum was dying, and she was old, right, like 90 plus. And he was saying that, so she was in the hospital because she was dying, and they were like, you need to eat something. And she says, no, because I don't want to get fat. And I remember him telling me that story of, even then, she didn't want to have a yogurt or whatever because she might become fat. And I thought that was really sad, really, really sad. And I did not want that to happen to me. When I am on my deathbed, if I am in a bed when I'm dying, I might be hit by a bus, or, I don't know, get taken by an eagle and eaten in a nest. I don't know. I'm always worried about my dog Doogie getting taken by an eagle. Like when there's an eagle around, I'm like, I'm watching you, motherfucker. I don't know if they do that, if eagles take dogs. Anyway, whatever. I don't want to think about it because I don't want to think about Doogie getting eaten by an eagle. Anyway, this is where my brain goes sometimes. So, yes. Links for everything that I've spoken about. Probably not a great idea to go and click on the Weight Watchers link, but it's there if you want it, if you're interested. Link to the Instagram post so you can put your thoughts. And again, like this is really not about Oprah. I feel like I really want it, Weight Watchers and Sequence to get into the garbage can and all of these bullshit drugs. And if it's a diabetes drugs, they should be in the hands of people who have diabetes, right? And the shortages and, people trouble getting it because of because of companies like Sequence prescribing it to people without any information. Are you fat? Fuck it, you got it. It's not cool, right? It's not cool. So yeah, go and have a look at that Instagram post if you want. If you enjoy content like this, then when you want to support Fat Lib content, then go to my Ko-fi and donate, whatever. You don't have to if you don't want to. But if the $5 tier, for the $5 one, you get the Size Diversity Resource Guide, which is fucking amazing. It's 37 pages of podcasts to listen to, TEDx talks, books, science, places to shop. So if you want some fat goodness in your life, and by the way, being surrounded by fat liberation really helps shift our beliefs about our own bodies. So getting those different types of perspectives and opinions in your life, then it's really helpful. So anyway, you get that for $5 if you subscribe on Ko-fi. Link in the bio. If you just want to go to it, it's KOFI/Fierce Fatty. You'll probably find it from that. Well, thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you're doing all right. I hope life's okay for you. I think, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start replaying older episodes, because we've got 185 episodes. Chances are you've probably not listened to all 185. Someone's out there being like, I have, Vinny. You are dedicated. I love it. I love it. But even if you have listened to them, there's so many really good episodes that you probably would have forgotten about. I'm recording these episodes and I forget what I've said. I'm like, what was that about again? What did we talk about? Who is this? What is this? This sounds good. I want to listen to this. What did I say? So I think I might start doing replays in between the weeks so that you get some content there for you. The reason why, if you didn't know, we're down to one podcast a month is because for years I've been bankrolling the podcast myself. I have an editor and I have an admin person. And so I've been paying to produce a podcast, and I looked at the numbers of like how much I've spent on making the podcast, and I was like, oh, holy shit, that's a lot of money. And so I started doing Ko-fi, which is kind of like Patreon, to try and meet base costs, just meet like the basic costs for editing. And so that's not even my time. And so we were doing an episode every single week. And so far we've been able to meet paying for one podcast a month. I would absolutely love to do more. And so if we get enough Ko-fi donations, then that 100% happen. I'd love for that to happen. So if you want more, then go to Ko-fi. Or not. I'm not the boss of you. You do what you want. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out with me today. Remember, you are worthy. You always were. You always will be. And stay fierce, fatty. See you next time. Goodbye.